Greetings guys, this is Age from Healing Consciousness for my second video. So I'm pretty excited to talk to you today about healing and the different types of healing, different modalities, what to look into different healings, how to choose what's right for you, and all that stuff. So the first thing is, people ask me, what sort of healings, should I do first, and do they, does the person to do energy work? Do they use crystals? Do they put you in some sort of a different state of consciousness and all those things? So the first thing that you've got to do is to follow your intuition as an individual, what feels right for you, and it's that feeling that when you get that feeling in your heart or in your mind that just says, yes, this is the right person to see. Your intuition is going to be different to my intuition, that there's certain feelings and the certain messages that you get. Sometimes you'll have a healing, so let's say a Reiki, pranic healing, crystal healing, whatever healing it is, theta healing with vibrations, basically. I might say, I didn't really get much from that. Some different healings have different after effects, and some might feel more tranquil whilst you're doing the healing. Some might be very difficult in the healing, like you really got to let go of a lot of things, like energy movements are pretty full on healing, where you're concentrating on your breath work and you're breathing quite heavily. And you're just letting go, and that can be letting go by crying and screaming, all that kind of stuff. So you're getting all the madness out of you, all the baggage that you've held onto from childhood, from any traumas. A trauma might even be that you were scared of the dark when you were a kid, and you still haven't let go of that, and your subconscious is just held onto it. And sometimes that you can't sleep, you don't know why, and you go to a healer and they bring you back when you were a child and you had those experiences of sleeping in the dark and feeling alone and no one's coming to help you. There's a lot of people that fear of being left alone or by themselves. This fear of, if I'm by myself, I won't be able to cope and I won't be able to do life. Being scared of staying on their own, and always having to be around people and all that stuff. Sometimes this is a problem, because if you can't stay with yourself, if you're not comfortable with yourself, who are you comfortable with? Essentially, we're all reflections of each other. We're all mirrors to each other's souls. So how people tell me, I want to help people a lot, I want to make people happy, but then I ask them, well, are you happy with yourself? And they said, well, no, I'm actually not. I go, well, how can you make someone else happy when you're not happy with yourself, when you're not comfortable, when you have insecurities? And that's essentially things that we need to go and heal and let go of, and that's all fine. We all have it. We all have conditioning when we enter this dimension or this reality. Being in a physical body, getting told you have to do things a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to dress a certain way. And as a kid, you look at children and they're so innocent. They're smiling and laughing. They don't care what jeans they wear. They don't care what what shirt mum or dad puts on them. I know I've seen children that are in awe just looking at a flower, and we walk past flowers and trees all the time, and it's like this condition. We take it. It's almost like we take it for granted. Essentially, we want to be healed, so we have that awe about us when we walk outside, and we appreciate everything that we see. We appreciate that the sun is out. That's giving us white light energy, that's giving us unconditional love. Being in awe of the moon, being in awe of where we live, being in awe of the earth. appreciating things. That's what we got to learn. And children are the best healers. They don't, before 7 years old, they don't have that conditioning. Their brain, their ego isn't developing. They're so innocent, full of unconditional love, and I hear a lot of stories about children seeing, their imaginary friends. Imaginary. I don't think they're imaginary. They're connected. They're still connected to their soul. They're still connected to consciousness. Their pineal gland's so connected that they're seeing all beautiful. The angels are coming down. They're interpreting things differently. And then, as parents or as adults, and we've lost some of us. I'm not saying all of us, but some of us lose that connection. And we say, "Oh, who are you talking to?" No, it's just your imaginary friend. Don't worry about him or them and stuff like that. And we get conned into not believing it again. And we start watching TV. We start using the computer. We start getting fed rubbish, essentially brainwashing, and that's what the controllers of the society want us to do. They want us to dumb us down. They don't want us to be connected. They want us to be, ignorant, and how can this possibly happen, and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes the truth hurts of knowing how things actually work, how this physical world works. But when you're connected to the source, and when you're bathed in your own truth, and my truth will be different to your truth, and through experience, and when you're bathed in your own truth, you just see the illusions for what they are, and smile and send it love, and that's a special thing, being in a physical body and being aware of these things as well. And getting back to we're all connected, we're all mirrors to each other. We're consciousness, we're source that exploded, and we're just specks of consciousness that are experiencing each other. Without me, you wouldn't exist. Without you, I wouldn't exist. We're mirrors to the soul. Like Alan Watts said, the late Alan Watts, what did he say? He said, essentially, we're all waking up, we're all coming back to ourselves, realizing that we are God. Realizing that our eyes shine the sun. Without our awareness, the sun wouldn't shine. We are the stars. When he said that, that totally vibrated with me in a positive way in my own truth, and I'm like, wow. He even said one day when he hit so-called, not so-called, but he connected with himself and to source, and was enlightened and realizing everything's connected, and he was smoking and looked into his dirty ashtray and picked it up and just started laughing, started laughing with joy and happiness, and realizing that, do you know what? I am this dirty ashtray, and this dirty ashtray is me. We're made up of the same atoms and molecules. Everything's energy. There is no time and space. We're not separate. There's no duality. There's only unity. But, the government and the system wants us to think that there's duality, that there's sections, that they're sectored off, different religions, different skin colour, all these materialism, that bullshit that's going around, especially on TV, and we get lied to every day, But the most important thing that we got to realise that there's one energy that overcomes all that rubbish, is unconditional love. Looking yourself in the mirror every morning and say, do you know what? I love you. You're made of love. The love vibration is the most powerful thing in the entire universe, in entire existence. Consciousness is love. And when you have love for yourself, essentially when you understand that we're all connected and we're all one, you have love for everyone else, all humanity, no matter who you are, because you're connected. You're everything. You're reflections. You're mirrors to each other. We come from the same source. And sometimes we get lost. Again, Alan Watts said, we go out in the furthest or farthest adventures, and eventually we get lost. We get lost through depression, anxiety, drugs, or we don't know what we're doing in our life. But eventually we wake up. Consciousness needs to wake up, and it knows it needs to come back to itself. And self is me, self is you, self is the entire universe. Self is the sun. You are the sun. You're shining. You're reflecting yourself. And when you realize that, it's so beautiful to walk outside, having gratitude for being in this existence. And sometimes I say to my fiance, we're just here on vacation. Our consciousness just wants to experience physical reality again. And I think this is the most beautiful time to actually experience physical reality, because it's such an awakening going on. It's absolutely amazing. So many people are waking to the fact that coming back to themselves and realizing, hey, things are not what they're, things are not supposed to be. This is not right. What is going on? And it's so obvious now about all the control in the system and all that. I know people, so many people resigning their jobs that they're just grinding at and just following what they truly want to do. And all of them have this connection of helping people, helping one another, and you're healing yourself as well. So let's get back to the healing. So when you go see a healer, you're essentially healing. You're healing yourself. The healer's just there to guide you, to trigger little points off as well. And when you're a reflection to someone, you're essentially healing yourself. So right now I'm talking to myself in this video, and you're going to interpret your own truth from this video as well. So yeah, it's live in your own truth, experience yourself in so many different ways. Go out and experience. Take the leap. Take the step. Get out of your comfort zone. You're just gonna grow so much. And when you get out of your comfort zone, you're gonna realize, this is actually not that bad. I was just playing some sort of movie in my head, what it's gonna be like, and thinking that it's gonna be like this and like that. You don't actually know. It hasn't existed yet, but you're creating something inside your mind of this storyline that hasn't even happened. And you're like, live in the moment and experience yourself. Stay grounded, experience each other, go out for a hike, go on a trip, experience other places, smell it, touch, follow your heart, intuition. And that's true healing. Healing is experiencing yourself, and every day you are healing yourself. You're coming back to who you really are. Unconditional love, white light, the source, consciousness. And sometimes we need a bit of guidance, and that's cool. Go and see someone. If you think you need a Reiki, go and have a Reiki. If you think you need to do yoga, go do yoga. If you think you need to have a crystal healing, or just having a conversation about what's on your mind, let it out. Because when you're letting it out, you're talking to yourself. You're seeing your reflection in someone else, and you're learning from that. How can we learn anything if we're not putting it out there and we can actually view it and see it? We can't. We've got to learn and then come back to ourselves. Also, it's we've got this thing again. We always want to look outwards. I want to learn outwards. It's all inside. Sit quietly, and everything will just come out. Your true nature, your true self. So that's my thoughts on on different types of healings, experience, and just doing life, and not taking it too seriously, coming with humility, being humble. Um, you know, you don't know we don't know everything. Terence McKenna said, sitting in a meditation, although he was doing psychedelics at the time, and he realized that we don't, you know, stop being so serious about things. And there's a lot of people out there, I got to know this and I got to know that, and just kidding themselves. And essentially he learned that we don't know jack shit about anything. Like, just let go, and be your experience and your own truth, and stop following other people, because you're the only one out there. You're so unique. And yeah, and again, people are gonna interpret what I'm saying differently, and that's fine. That's why you're who you are, and you're sitting in your own truth as well. And I'll be interpreting this as well. Just interpreting myself through experience and my own knowledge, and I just want to share that out there, to become a better person, to have more unconditional love, more peace, more joy, more light, and spread the word of consciousness and love. So thank you for watching. Please comment below on another video that you would like me to talk about. It can be anything. So thank you very much. Namaste, love and light. Have a beautiful Christmas. Spend time with loved ones, family. Step outside the box, experience, live in your own truth. Peace.